AFTV, Julian, Arsenal 2, Manchester United
0.
And I think the only disappointing thing is Arsenal, even despite probably not playing their best, should really have scored more in that game.
They should have scored a lot more in the second half. The concern was in the first half that we really weren't that great. I thought United were poor for both halves, and if one thing, they seemed to drag us down to their level. They really did. They completely nullified the game. Amorim has come in with this fantastic reputation, 71% win rate in the Portuguese league, but this isn't the Portuguese league, this is the Premier League, and the way that he set himself up is not, for me, how United and a team of their apparent stature should be playing, because yes, they might not concede too many chances playing like that, but they're never going to win anything, and long may that continue.
Yeah, they didn't offer a lot at all, and like you said, the first half was pretty poor by Arsenal, but in the second half they woke up, didn't they?
It was all instigated by the set pieces. Now, again, Nicolas Jovier, man of the match. I mean, that was the start of us really kind of kicking on. Fantastic, unbelievable deliveries. Declan Rice, for me, man of the match. Not just for the deliveries that he put in. His whole game, every time United gave any type of threat, he was just there. He was all over the place. He reads the game so fantastically well. He just snuffs out any chances for the opposition before they even occur.
Yeah, and it was a great performance by Declan Rice, and a very important win for Arsenal, because Liverpool dropped points tonight, drawing 3-3.
Wow.
Right, so all of a sudden the gaps closed a little bit. Yeah. These are the games where there's no margin for error.
There is no margin for error, but some of us predicted that Liverpool were going to get dragged back. Now, I put a spreadsheet together a few weeks ago, and I think you will find that was one of the games that I said that they would drop points. And it's obvious, once they start, a team that kind of fires ahead, they are the hunted. And the mentality of a team like Liverpool, it's great. It's great when things are going their way, and it has been absolutely going their way. But let's see how they react. What have they got at the weekend? They got Everton, have they?
Yeah.
They got Everton, who
I think they won tonight.
They won 4-0. So they're going to have confidence. Last season they came a cropper at Goodison Park. So I can see it happening again.
All right.
It just.
So for you, it's back on then.
For me, we'd never lost it. We'd never lost it, and it kind of dawns on me that some of the people around me is that as soon as things aren't really going our way, everything's finished. It seems like with Arteta, we're in a long-term relationship. 5 years is a long-term relationship. I don't think I've ever been in a relationship for that long, and sometimes familiarity does breed contempt. And I get the feeling that when he does something wrong, and it isn't often, and maybe before the international break he made a couple of poor judgments, and people were just on him. It just doesn't want to give him any type of latitude, almost forgetting what he's done to bring us to this position. And now everyone sort of just comes back, and the confidence and the crowd are just totally behind him again.
Yeah, great atmosphere in there tonight, especially when the goals went in, and as I said, a massive win. Fulham now at the weekend. What sort of team do you reckon you'll go? I mean, because there were players like Gabriel, some big players missing tonight, but we still got the job done.
Yeah, I mean, for me, when you looked at the two games, Fulham away and United home, the stronger opposition and the more dangerous opposition for me are Fulham away. It's just, and I think, yeah, thank you, but I don't want to be proved right, because I still think we've got enough to go and beat Fulham.
Yep.
I mean, but the thing was, even though United are, they're poor. They are poor. We still didn't batter them in the way that we should do and could have done. We missed. We weren't as efficient in front of goal as we have been for a long time. And also, now I think back at some of the kind of players that I've hated over the years, and they've had a certain profile. They've been arrogant. They've been cheats. they've played for Man United, but they've all had one thing in common. They've all been really great players, and ones I'm thinking of are Van Nistelrooy. Now, one of these players has all those attributes, but if he had the last attribute, that he was a good player, we could have been in trouble, and that's Anthony. because one thing about that was they came up with a really ingenious free kick towards the end, and thankfully he's absolutely shit and put it into Rao's hands, because if he hadn't, that could be a very different outcome.